Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my co-host over here, the Greeze. Say hello, Greeze.
Hey, I don't have as fancy of a cup as you will.
Yeah, if you're listening,
and mine doesn't have nothing in it.
So weird is that I am holding it. It's a Maker's Mark little snifter with a stem, and I had it delicately cradled in my hand, and that's why I was being goofy. I'm just goofing, new boot goofing. What's up, man?
No. Well, by the way, this Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye is great.
Makes a great old fashioned too.
You get skimped by 50 milliliters.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want to get into semantics.
The Euro size.
The Euro.
Yeah.
Do you have to convert it?
No. Well, it's 70 centiliters, which is what they sell overseas.
I understand.
Right. And so instead of 75 centiliters, which would be 750 milliliters.
Well, you're the one that brought up euros.
That's 700 milliliters.
How many euros is this?
About 8.
8 euros?
I don't know.
So are euros?
No, that's not an accurate conversion.
Well, is the U.S. behind right now? The euro?
I think we're about even.
About even?
Yeah.
That's not good, is it?
Give or take a few pennies. Well, it used to be the euro was twice a dollar.
Like better, or like it took 2 euros to be $1?
I'm not going to take the time to explain.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
2 euros was only worth $1.
Oh, that's good then.
Not really.
Well, it means that the U.S. is winning.
No, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good situation
For them.
No, for us going over there.
Okay. Well, I can't do math right now. I just pounded some Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye. By the way, can we just start from the top? And we can't show this, but our buddy Ty was flying a drone over a lake.
Oh yeah, it was great.
And some Canadian geese came in flocking like a
flock of geese.
Herd of elephants.
They were flocking like a herd of elephants.
They were flocking like a herd of elephants.
Like a flock of geese, yeah.
And the daggum things just
smashed right into it.
Drone, and the still shot right before it's freaking great.
You can see it at 8 Times Up Outdoors. I think that he posted on their Instagram and YouTube. It'll definitely be in a YouTube video. So.
Yeah. Check out his YouTube channel. He's doing really good with it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I got an 8 Times Up Outdoors Yeti I'm drinking out of tonight. So
I left my water.
Yeah, you would. So, I have an update to a saga that happened. Remember I told you a story about me going to the grocery store before the snowstorm and they carded me and it was expired. Well, last night, Samantha wanted some wine. We were out of wine. She goes, "Can you run to the store and get some wine?" I go, "We will see if I can."
At that point, why didn't she just go?
She didn't feel like getting out.
Right.
So
as they do.
I had to get some other stuff from the store. So if I couldn't get the wine, it wouldn't have been like the end of the world. Like it wasn't like I went and failed. I had to get other items for, kids' lunches and stuff. So I had renewed it, but my license hadn't come in the mail yet. So I had this like print off that says
it basically says you're a scam.
Yeah, if you're like showing like printed off papers, even though it's what they tell you to do for like if you get pulled over, a lot of times, retailers they're going to be like, no. Yeah, we don't have to do this. So
that's scanned.
So I had that with me and I had my license. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to self-checkout and I'm going to
see, that's already shady.
So, but I get everything, get the wine, and I'm walking up and it's this kind older lady that's like the one stationed at the self-checkout, to help.
Yeah, of course.
And so immediately I start getting on her good side. I'm like, "How are you doing this evening?"
See, red flags everywhere.
No, trust me, it worked. So I go, "How are you doing this evening?" She goes, "I can't stop yawning." I go, "You only got a little bit longer until you're out of here."
You said that to her?
Yeah, because it was like 8:45.
My gosh, Will, I thought you were saying because she was old.
No. Until she's off the clock.
How did she take that?
She chuckled. She said, "Yeah." She knew what I meant.
I don't know.
No, she knew what I meant. So then I scanned the other items first so that it's not a whole thing. And then I scanned the wine and she comes over and I pull out my card and I grasp it and I'm holding it out, and she immediately does one of those like woo, woo, like circles her finger trying to find the thing. Yeah. And I quickly just spout off my I go, oh, it's. She goes, oh, thank you, these old eyes. And I was like, yeah. Types it in. I'm out of there. I walk in. I'm like, honey, I'm home.
Dude, and even, ABC will take that license, right? They have to take it. I mean, if a cop on the side of the road takes it.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, a store clerk is probably just going to be like, not worth my time. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'd rather not potentially get in trouble if like my manager doesn't want to do it or something, you know, it was going to be a whole thing. So, but I got the wine and my license came in the mail. So now I'm clear until like 2032.
Did you get the star on it?
I've had that. That's why it was a whole thing.
Oh, that's right.
That's when I'm like, why would it already have expired?
That's right. You got the star and then it expired, so you had to get it again.
Yeah. So
bunch of idiots.
Yeah, but you can do that online. You just had to beep, beep, boop.
Oh yeah. They make it pretty easy except to get the star.
Right, which is just the same documents you take anyway. You just have to do it again.
Yeah. So I had to go to some off-site thing to get the star.
No, it's because you're already on a list.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Well.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well, I do well.
Jack Daniel's released well, as we're recording today, batch 2 of 12 year, and batch 3 of 10 year, and we actually have them. They actually sent us to them, so we can taste them later. We can taste them now, whatever you want.
Let me finish this palate warmer. We'll talk a little bit, and then we'll get into that. But I did want to bring up, because this was something you had mentioned us talking about a few weeks back, and we never even got to. We just had too much fun. But speaking of fun. Is the whole concept and topic, you know, like we're in this now, you know, like we are the longest running bourbon podcast that features 2 dads out there. And so we're still trucking. So I was just thinking about that and that concept and like about how the feelings and everything. I feel like the sentiment has shifted for a lot of people. Maybe some people got turned off by the what we thought was fun at the beginning, the hunt of things, and then the deluge of limited releases and price hikes and homogenized brands. And it's like searching for fun still in whiskey. Like, what's the fun? What's the gem? Because I still love the beverage, but it's like all the things that come along with it for me are what make it fun for me. But how can we, like, looking forward in 2024 and beyond, continue to focus on the fun and not the frivolity of the limited releases and the hunts and the things of that nature? So, I mean, I got some ideas. I'm sure you do too, but I just kind of want to use that as like a jump off point.
Well, something fun is that I know you don't follow the secondary market.
Yeah.
But it is coming down pretty drastically right now.
Well, and I think part of that is that
because
the brands went
whiskey connoisseurs from the previous 20 years are done, dude.
Yeah, they went big and now they're having to go home. The brands, they capitalized in a marketplace, in a product that 100% is about forecasting. They tried to live in the moment aggressively by dumping limited release. You still see it happening, just trying to. Right. Now, is part of that trying to get rid of a lot of stocks right now because they're going to have a surplus that they're going to have to sit on? You know, part of it, that could be in their mindset of that we did produce a lot more. We did expect this to go. We now see the trend going down as far as some of the consumers, but is it now a way to try and get some stuff out of their stocks while they can?
Yeah, man. I don't know the answer to that.
You're supposed to. That's why I asked you.
Well, bourbon groups and like retailers and stuff are trying to figure this thing out because they can't get rid of store picks. And I mean, it could be, you know, a relatively decent store pick or something like that. And maybe, you know, it moves in the next couple of weeks, which would be solid for these retailers.
Right.
But a lot of these, NDPs, they just they're sitting there.
Yeah.
And they can't get rid of them. And they've got a lot of overhead in those. And, in these bourbon groups that are associated with retailers, I'm in a couple of them here locally in Nashville, and it's, I don't know what the future is or what the future looks like in that regard, because a lot of these groups are, hey, you got to buy, barrel picks and stuff like that to be able to be in the allocation drawing at the end of the year, which is great. You're spending money to get whiskey, and then you might get whatever. But a lot of these people were just like, no, I'm not going to spend $100 a month.
Right.
To then have a shot at a Weller Full Proof or a Thomas H. Handy when I could just go and pony up for that $500 or whatever it is.
Was
it's just a different dynamic right now.
I know a friend who bought 2 George T. Staggs this year and only paid $300 a pop for them.
Yeah, that's killer.
Right. That was, I'm like, that's a great deal on George T. Stagg. And so the fact that, which, tell me that 5 years ago.
Dude, I traded a lot B. I traded a lot B Van Winkle 12 for a George T. Stagg 2020 when the 2020 came out.
That's a heck of because people were mad about the proof of that one. Remember? The 2020 was a lower.
No, the 2020 was the 130 point whatever. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I thought the 2020 was the lower, the 119.
I think that might have. So, I can't remember if it's before or after that one, but yeah, that one was like 116 proof or something like that.
I love that one actually. I think
maybe
it's
119.
Remarkable.
I can't remember, but yeah, lot B's lot B, sure, fine, whatever. 90 proof weeder.
Yeah,
okay, I'll just grab some Weller. Like Weller 12. Like, seriously, it's just probably aged in a different spot.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe.
They'll tell you it was. Yes, the barrel you're drinking was specifically in a different spot than the barrels that were in the other bottles.
That's very true.
That's
very
just,
true. Dude, you're
physics.
You got facts.
Geography.
You got facts. But yeah, dude, the George C. Stagg 2020, one of my favorite George C. Stagg releases, just had a ton of just not over oaked, but enough to give it like this heavy caramel, viscous, oily tobacco, long lasting. Like it was really great. And it was one that I was able to obtain multiples of, which I've never been able to do.
Yeah.
I think I ended up with 3 of those. 2 from connections and then 1 from a trade. But
so one of the biggest signs to me though of like a cresting bourbon boom is that Garden and Gun magazine, their current issue is something that says like about the bourbon boom or something. And I'm just like, this is years late that this is your cover story.
Right.
Like you're just now going to dedicate.
Is it clickbait at this point?
That's what it almost feels like. Because I'm like, now there are still a lot of interest and everything, but this isn't the peak.
It's
this
like
isn't
people
the hype.
tweeting like to the moon with diamond hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right now. Like, I don't know, man.
HODL. Yeah. Are you holding your whiskey now? But yeah, that's what it kind of felt like to me. And I was like, bless their heart.
I think I'm going to get into GameStop.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure GameStop's going to go up.
GameStop.
What'd I say?
GameStop.
Oh, GameStop stock.
Yeah. No, I understood what you said, but it was just funny. I thought you were also being just someone that's like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
What do you call that when you mix words? Like,
blended words.
Blended words.
You're a master blender.
Limited edition blended words.
Yeah, but beyond all that, like, does the community aspect and the friend angle and the getting together for whiskey, does it to some degree almost like clear the deck a little bit for people that are in it for that reason, like most podcasters are, where then it's like there's not almost the stress of that, or it's not going to be the person that's flexing hard showing up to a bottle share.
Yeah.
And instead it does kind of return to a more fun aspect for people rather than just the.
Well, think about how many bottle
flex.
shares we used to go to.
Right.
like 12 a year.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like 1 a month, maybe 2 in 1 month. I don't know. But like our people, it's just stopped. I mean, not stopped. I'm sure we could probably get together by now. But the whole process of like coming, to the party and putting a nice bottle on the table or like, hey, I just got this,
Yeah.
has just slowed so drastically. And two, it's not like, you can show up or it doesn't feel like we could get together now and just have store picks.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is a really good store pick I got. That is great. Like, that's awesome. That's what we did at Whiskey Weekend.
Right.
And it was fabulous. It was super good. But some of these like connoisseur guys that have been together, we've known each other for a really long time. And it seems like it's just kind of fading. And honestly, the whole process of getting together really is starting to happen in pockets instead of these big, like we used to have parties and stuff and there was like, 30 people or, 18 people. And now it's just like kind of like 4, and, instead of this whole like bring a bottle, and 2, it allows you to bring a nice bottle and it not be cashed.
Right.
If it's a smaller group and stuff. I don't know. There's just a lot of different things happening in my mind. And I think it all boils down to exhaustion. I think people are done with the hunt.
Yeah.
I think people's relationships with retailers has just gone out the window because many retailers had to, or they didn't have to adjust. They just naturally did adjust.
Yeah.
Burn some bridges, whatever you want to call it, and then, not all your buddies are getting allocated stuff like you used to.
Right.
Like maybe 1 or 2 out of 10, and so it's just a little bit of a different feel, but I don't think it's dead. It's definitely not dead.
Well,
I'll get together tomorrow.
I don't think it will ever be dead because it's not like whiskey enthusiasts were just created, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Like there were plenty of people that were like excited at the beginning of the bourbon takeoff because it was finally other people really interested in what they're doing, especially in Kentucky. People have been very into it for obvious reasons for a long time. And the tourism numbers of whiskey tourism are still extremely high.
Oh,
so it's not like the interest of that has gone away either.
Well, I'd still like to go to some distilleries that I haven't been to.
Oh, absolutely. And actually they may be, they'll still probably be very busy, which is a great thing. But I feel like maybe there was that time where like Buffalo Trace, you couldn't even get a tour. Mm-hmm. Like they were sold out in advance, all of them.
Oh, I think they opened it up 3 months in advance and it'd be gone so fast. Yeah.
So that's crazy. What I'm kind of looking forward to calming down a bit.
Yeah.
Is some of those things where it's like you can still just casually enjoy this.
Well, I don't know.
You don't have to be aggressive with it.
I don't know if the new whiskey bourbon drinkers are falling off yet.
Sure. Oh, no, for sure. Like this is a analysis of a trend that we've just watched very closely.
Oh, yeah, that we lived in. Right, we wallowed in it.
So that's where I feel like for most of the people listening to this, they are probably like nodding their head. Like, yeah, I understand exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But if you're brand new to it, this is still
what do you have to gauge?
A thriving, rushing river of content and whiskey and fun.
Right.
And that's a good thing. And that's where, that's good for the brands. It's good for whiskey. This is what I've hoped to some degree would happen. Hopefully we still see contraction of some of the brands that were just putting out homogenized product that tasted like just every other MGP picked whiskey and that we get back into some of the more unique stuff. That's one of the reasons I really do like the stuff coming out of Leaper's Fork, even though it may not be everyone's cup of tea, because it's so unique and different. Mm-hmm. And it has notes that you're not going to just go pick up off the shelf something that is going to taste like it, because they are making the whole thing themselves. Yeah. And they're doing it well. I think they're doing it well. I really like their product. But it's very hard to get to that point and it be well, because some people spend 4 or 5 years aging their stuff, and it turns out not being super great.
I want you to answer a question.
I will.
If someone came up to you and said, you and Greeze just sound like a couple of jaded old men, get over yourselves, what would you say to them?
Absolutely. We're old, pretty jaded.
It's for me, it doesn't feel like I'm necessarily jaded, but more so I've been here long enough to be disappointed multiple times. And I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about communities. I'm talking about in media. I'm talking about all of these things that have just kept on pushing. And honestly, it's kind of why, we've been burnt out in the past. Certain circumstances, because of the way the whiskey industry has developed, is unfortunate.
Yeah.
And people that loved it for the right reasons, not to bottle flip, not to, and I'm not even saying like allocated stuff. Like you've got a lot of people. Like if I go to a bottle share and I bring 2 banger single barrels, and let's just say they're Knob Creeks, they're Knob Creek 15 year, something like that. Incredible bottles. I'll put it out on the table. No one touches it.
Yeah. Right.
If there's a Weller Special Reserve green label, gone.
Yeah.
If there's a Blanton's, gone. And it's just like, what? Like, I don't understand.
Well, and I want to, I think a concept I want to try out some this year is, like you were saying, a little bit maybe smaller bottle share, maybe not even necessarily smaller, but that's what I was drinking. I have a full bottle of that. That's the Jack Daniel
Twice barrel
rye.
Yeah, heritage barrel.
Yeah, I was able to snag one of those.
It's got some good sweet pepper.
Well, and this goes back to that whole thing is one of the greatest joys in whiskey right now for me is trying something like that and being delighted. Like, man, that's different. That is tasty. Yeah. That's good. One of the biggest lows is when someone wants you to try something and you're like, and you've never heard of the label, never heard of the brand. And while it may be good, it may be quality whiskey, just being like, I've tried 50 of these.
Right.
Because it's gotten so uniform in a lot of the bottles you can pick up.
Yeah. Or it's like, okay, that's 6-year MGP.
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
I get it.
Yeah. Well, but back to that, the concept is like, so maybe you have 10 guys or girls get together and like saying you can only bring one bottle. You can only bring one bottle.
Yeah.
Or maybe keep it at 5 and then like at 5 people, but you're guaranteed to.
Not like Dan Blair bringing a box.
Yeah. I mean,
he'll bring a box to taste and then he'll bring another box of bottles he's got to give to people.
But that is fun. And that was definitely an era and a vibe.
It was
sure.
A vibe, dude.
But it's like, what if there's a specific like rule you do for a bottle share? Like what is, if it's only one thing? You can only bring one thing. Or if you do start to give a theme and be like, you got to bring something along these lines, like, a 100 to 115 proof rye or something like that where you make it narrow on purpose so that everyone does want to compare what people brought instead of just trying to try as many things, or I'm going to try this, or I'm going to skip over that Knob Creek that happens to be a banger because it's 15 years old from 2016. But it's a different way to kind of spark, like Mary Kondo, spark joy in, who that is?
No.
The lady's like
Mary Kondo.
Yeah, Mary Kondo, whatever. She's was a huge.
I know Mary Bobo.
No, it's not Mary Bobo. She's a lady.
Mary Bobo got a condo.
She had a series, I think, on Netflix, and it was where she goes in and helps people declutter.
Oh,
and it's like you had to like look at something, and if it sparked joy, you could keep it. But if you had no attachment to it, you threw it out.
Got it.
And so I feel like we could clean up our take and our perspective to bring some of that joy back into this by creating themes, doing intentional things with people.
That.
And therefore
the Plinko game.
Yeah.
Everybody bring a bottle
What?
in a brown paper bag. We write numbers on it. Whatever we land on, everybody has to down that bottle.
Everybody comes over, and the only thing you can do is pump it through the whiskey pump.
Oh.
Will it pump?
It will pump.
Bottle share edition.
Dude, that hang on. No, I don't think it'd work.
I think it would.
If there's like 20 people, that would have to pump a lot.
Well, someone's going to get carpal tunnel doing it. Guaranteed.
Oh no,
it's a lot of
you
thumb
can
action.
swish it around. You can.
Yeah.
You can.
No, you have a designated pumper. And that person cannot drink. You got to make sure it's enough.
Hey, babe, remember when you breast pumped? I'm going to need you to do that again down here.
This isn't nearly the same.
It's not automated.
This isn't electric. But it was paid by insurance too.
Yeah. But baby, it'll build your arm up instead of ripping something else down.
Yeah, I heard that.
Cheers. Bird.
Cheers.
Man, I'm so screwed. I'm completely screwed. Like,
Why? Because you're putting this on the internet?
Yeah, but she's not going to listen.
No, guaranteed.
Yeah. I think she's listened to like 5 of them, and one of them I told her to. And she said that was shocking.
She's like, I'll never listen to that again.
That's right.
Which one was that?
The shocking one?
Yeah.
That was another podcast or YouTube.
Oh.
That one.
Nat Madness. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We talked about that. People have heard.
Yeah. I should just go back and hate watch it.
Oh God! Maybe we should do a react
commentary
video. Oh man, where it's like a lower corner and it's you and me like this reacting to your performance.
Yes.
Oh gosh, you'd be so uncomfortable.
It would honestly. Yeah, I don't think I would be able to do it.
Yeah, but it would be must see TV.
You could bring Clint Sample in here.
He would shake his head at you. Yeah.
You would.
Oh, and he's doing that again. He was just interrupting everybody. It's just, why is he doing? Oh, I wish I brought my flask, but I forgot it because I'm Clint.
Yeah. And then, our buddy Troy too would be good. The tease.
Yeah, the tease would be like, he's not drinking enough.
Look at him. He replaced that with water.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was vodka. No, it wasn't.
But vodka might as well be water. Mm-hmm. Better for you.
Dude, I don't mean to sound jaded. I just think I think you're completely right, Will. I think we need to reinvent what that looks like for people that have been in whiskey for a little while and that are just tired.
Yeah, right. Because the I feel like the collecting and acquiring game isn't fun anymore. And that's what drove a lot of it for so long.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I used to go and stand in lines.
Yeah, I mean, I remember me and Joe B sitting outside a Red Dog in the freezing cold, hoping they had something when on their Saturday releases at like 6 a.m. Yeah. It wasn't 6 a.m. Maybe it was like 9. I don't remember.
I remember sitting in line at Red Dog 2 mornings. He comes up to the front door and he's like, "Sorry guys, we don't have anything today."
Yeah.
And then all of us just stared at him. We still went in.
I think I've only sat in a line once or twice. And they weren't aggressive lines. They were
I was in
lines.
I was in a camping chair. I was third.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cold.
And you don't do well with the cold.
No, my wife thought I was insane.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first times I did it.
I think it was before I had children when I did it. And it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
I was like, I'm just going to go do this. She's like, okay. I do not care. Yeah. So
I'll play the mahjong.
If that's what you want to do on a Saturday morning, right, instead of sleeping as late as we would like because we have no children.
Right.
Go ahead.
And then you were like, I'll pick up Hardee's on the way home. No, you probably did it on the way there.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Dude, Hardee's is great. I don't care who you are or how you do it.
As long as you're doing it the Hardee's way.
That's the one thing that has been consistent on this show.
All right. So good news. Some people we work with.
Yes.
Allie and Will.
Yes.
Allie loves mustard on a sausage biscuit as well.
Oh, okay. We're going there.
And Will may be from up north, like the Midwest. Uh-huh. And when we talked about that one morning, he was repulsed and said, that sounds absolutely disgusting.
I've done it. It's just not. Here's the deal. It's not disgusting. It's not. It's just not what I'm looking for.
So
it overtakes.
He then comes to us one day and says, I have a bone to pick with you two. I tried your mustard on a breakfast sandwich and it was disgusting. And to which we said, okay,
what breakfast?
I said, right. We said, let's break this down.
Yeah.
You did it wrong. What was your breakfast sandwich? It was sausage, a sausage biscuit. No, a sausage English muffin. Oh,
no.
You put mustard on an English muffin? What are you, a savage?
Yeah, that's a mayo. I mean, if anything.
No.
You just got to make sure you get cheese on it.
Get a runny egg would be great. Yeah, I mean, because an Egg McMuffin, fantastic. Canadian bacon, egg, cheese, top notch. Sausage McMuffin, also great. Mustard on an English muffin, disgusting. Horrible idea. So then he was like, I can't believe you. Now you're getting so specific. There's no way this is good, whatever. So Allie brought some McDonald's sausage biscuits this morning and mustard and made him try it on a biscuit.
Interesting.
And he said, you know what? I can see the appeal.
I can see the appeal. I think it was because she was just nice and he didn't want to I'm in a weird spot.
Well, I don't care if that was the thing or not. We were vindicated. His words spoke louder than his prior words.
That's true.
Yeah, it was good.
That's true, man.
We won. We won that.
You did.
Us 1, him 0.
You know what wouldn't be good with mustard?
A lot of things.
Probably Jack Daniels.
Like mustard in Jack Daniels?
No, I'm just saying these.
You have yellow mustard up there? We could try it.
No, I'm not doing that.
I would.
We did something like that back in the day.
Done worse for less.
What?
We've done a lot of crap.
No, I know, but we mixed some sort of condiment in something.
What did we do?
What was that?
Kevin!
Hasselwanda!
Kevin!
I can't remember what it was, but it was
something.
Was it mustard?
No, couldn't have been. No, it's like you've had this exact.
Wait, was it peanut butter in the Minishevitz?
No, it was the Minishevitz and the peanut butter shot. We made
a screwball,
a PB&J shot. That was life-changing. It was great.
I don't know if I would use the words life-changing.
I would. It was fantastic.
I would use the word changing.
It was life-changing. I do those most weekends. Line me up some PB&J shots.
It changed my life to know that I'm not going to buy Minishevitz for a really long time.
Well, I mean, there's not a real reason for you to unless you're making the PB&J.
The sacraments.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're hosting Holy Communion in your home. You don't have a lot of Passover Seders over at Grease's house.
You know what? I've never, quote unquote, hosted a communion. However, have I gotten the elements before just to relive my past as a Methodist go-getter? From when my grandfather was a pastor, he'd have this big loaf of bread and he'd have this grape juice or whatever. And I was just like, man, I just go get that.
That's the only reason you take communion? Is that what you're saying?
As a kid, absolutely.
No, but I thought you were saying now.
I'd be like, I'm saved. I'll get up there and take communion, no problem. You mean that's all I got to say to get some bread and some grape juice? Let's go, baby.
I'm hungry.
But then my grandfather, he would take the bread back to his office after church.
Okay.
And I would go back there and just pound it. Like carving up like crazy. Because, little Methodist church, I mean, you don't go through that big old loaf. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a kid, that thing's as big as your head.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to pull some off of this.
Yeah.
Now, I never took the leftover grape juice. They never held that. It wasn't even wine.
The Welch's, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Welch's stuff, yeah. But, maybe they should come out with a whiskey that tastes like communion.
I think it's just Minishevitz.
Yeah, but like with a wheat rye.
Oh, yeah, like a bread chaser.
Yeah. Or just, I guess you could just get the wafers, whatever. What are they? Is that matzah?
Depends on where. Like, are you talking about like what Catholics have, or in churches that have like,
You know, the ones that have like the bread on top of the communion cups.
oh no, that's not matzah on top.
It's
of
just
not in the old.
it's just cardboard.
ready to go pack. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it will dissolve on your tongue.
I'll say this much: I've had matzo ball soup, and they do not taste like that.
Matzo ball soup's great.
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
did not know that I would like it.
Well,
but
I mean, I'm actually surprised that you were somewhere where you could have had that.
I was with you.
Oh,
It was at our office,
okay.
an old office.
That's fair.
I think the office before. Yeah, we did that
All right.
in the conference room.
Yeah.
That's where I had it.
There you go.
Pretty tasty.
Yep.
Pretty good. What kind of broth is in that?
Chicken.
Yeah, okay. I was
It's just
wondering
a
if it was
chicken broth.
Chicken broth.
Oh yeah.
I love that we've talked about matzah, communion.
Oh yeah.
I'm saved.
Hot talk.
Jaded old men.
Yeah.
What else? That's it. That's all we've talked
Pretty
about.
close. Yeah. Hey, mold. Oh, you don't want to mess with mold.
You don't want to mess
You
with
don't
mold.
want to mess with mold.
Dude, I thought about it the other day. Do you remember when we used to just start off with a random, like, nonsensical, like, rant?
And by we, you mean you?
Me.
When you would launch us into
Yeah,
oblivion.
and like right before that, I'd just be like, man, just tell me what you wanted me to talk about. And it would just
you're
be
like, I feel
ridiculous.
a rant coming on. You'd say that. That's a thing
Yeah.
you would say. I feel a rant coming on. Like you're upset about something? No, just
I just get
say
I
something.
just get fired up. It's every time. It's when like I don't believe in something anymore. like I don't believe that kangaroos are real.
Okay.
No, sorry, seahorses.
Okay.
I meant seahorses.
Okay. Vast difference between seahorses and a kangaroo.
Well, if you think about it, number one, I've never swam with seahorses. I've never seen seahorses in the ocean.
okay.
Ever.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see them in tanks? 100%.
Yeah.
But I saw a daggum bath toy that my kids had that literally you just put it in the water. There's no batteries. I don't know how this happens. Okay.
Some black magic.
And the fish just starts like it just starts swimming. The fish does. And look at lures. When you put they've got these lures that literally just go by themselves.
I think those have batteries in them.
They do not.
I think so.
Do lures have batteries in them?
I think if it's going by itself and you're not reeling it, yeah.
No, it's
Something's
like
gotta
when you
propel it.
pull it and then it will turn around and fall down. And then you pull it.
It's the weight distribution, probably.
Well,
I don't know.
seahorses have weight distribution. And I also think that there is a little bit of political situation going on because the whole like who gives birth to the seahorses, the
So
man or the woman.
You think it's an agenda item?
It's 1,000% an agenda, regardless of what side of that agenda you're on.
Okay. So it's a fabricated agenda item.
1,000%.
They've been long playing that because seahorses is not like a
long
new
time.
thing. They didn't just discover the seahorse.
No,
They've been long playing it.
I would venture to say that seahorses are fabricated in a lab.
Okay, so it is a living creature.
Living, I'm not certain. Functional, I'm certain of because I've seen it function.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's all see-through, and you can't even tell what's happening. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen
You can
seahorse.
see through them. They're not even. It doesn't even look like it's real.
You ever seen anglerfish?
No.
You ever seen any of those like deep sea fish that live in total darkness and they look like
Death.
horror items?
Yes. With
They've
like
got-
the big eyes.
And the big needle teeth.
Yes.
And some of them have like little lights that come off
Yes.
the top of their heads.
Yeah.
I don't believe in those.
I haven't seen them.
I haven't either.
And they don't even have those in an aquarium. In the Atlanta aquarium,
No.
they don't have those there.
And they pretty much encapsulated the whole ocean.
Now, I will say this, the whale shark is real.
Seen it.
I have seen it.
My sister got to go swimming with them in Mexico.
Okay, that's awesome.
I know.
Because they're like super cool with humans.
Yeah, they're docile.
Yeah. They don't even care. They
No.
like that plankton, so it's just like, ugh, like, how would I even swallow you?
Yeah, right.
Like, that's how they feel.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that they're nice. It's just like,
I want to do
dealing with that today.
I want to do a T-shirt. Is my idea.
Okay.
So it's copyrighted. It's a whale shark with sunglasses, like a real cool dude.
Yeah.
And it says, "Krillin like a villain."
Oh, I like that.
They eat krill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Funny.
Yeah, I mean, that is funny for two dads that are still podcasting.
Still on the air, baby.
Still on the air. That's pretty funny.
Still drinking whiskey.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Well, dude, let's hit the 15 so that we can drink this Jack Daniels.
Let's do this. I don't know. I'm supposed to say it.
Is it hit the music?
Yeah.
Hit the music.
Yeah. I didn't even know how to do it, but that's not my line.
It's not. Dude, seahorses, I promise you right now, I don't trust. At the end of the day, I don't trust them. Okay. I don't trust them.
I don't think they're going to hurt you.
I just don't appreciate it. You know what? Before we pour these up, we can go ahead and pour them up, but don't smell them yet because I want to ask a question.
All right, I got the 10, so do 10 on your left. Oh, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. Dun,
all
dun,
about
dun,
the Benjamins.
dun. That cap's not on there good at all.
Because you dumb. How do I even do that? Grapefruit. Oh, we just lost everybody. Clint is so mad. They're doing it again. They're doing it. All right, so 10's on the... All right, get us back.
And we're back from the 15.
We definitely didn't leave, Will.
We didn't go nowhere.
We did not leave.
Some say we never left.
We did not. Okay.
All right. What
2 seconds before we dive into this.
Okay.
At the end of the day about seahorses, I don't trust them. There's not a trust there.
Okay. You have to establish trust with an animal for it to be real.
I feel like if I trusted a seahorse, I would be trusting in the person that made them.
You trust a tiger? Do you trust great white shark? You have a lot of trust with apex predators?
I don't know.
Should they exist to you?
That's a different kind of trust, dude. That's like I'm talking about like agape trust.
You trust it to kill you.
All right, we got Jack Daniels 10 on our left.
Yeah. Batch 3, 97 proof on the 10-year.
The 10 smells soft. Like
soft.
Yeah. Dude, I like that.
Are you nosing back and forth?
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to get the differences here before I taste the difference. 10 smells. All right, so 10 batch 3. Jack Daniels 10-year batch 3 has a good little peppery thing. Batch 212. I can't. It's hard to get these things in a different zone. So you're looking at 97.
It's very similar.
97 proof on the 10.
Yeah.
107 proof on the 12.
I smell a little bit more richness on the 12. Probably a little bit more age.
Yeah, so the reason I said soft on the 10 is I think that what we're getting is the difference in proof.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah, because one's going to have a little bit more
oomph.
A little bit of pop.
Little
something.
Little sass.
Oh, wow. A lot of peanut on the 10.
A lot of nutty.
Yeah.
In a great way.
Yeah, creamy peanut almost reminds me of like some old Knob Creeks that would get some of that peanut on it.
This drink's like a 90.
Very
delicate.
Delicate, but
a lot of flavor.
Earthy from the peanut flavor that I'm getting. But it's good. Completely different than other 10s I've had.
This might be my favorite.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get any of the traditional Jack Daniel's notes
On the
off
nose,
of
I
this.
did.
Yes. Yeah, no, I meant on the palate
This
itself.
is way. I feel like this is way sweeter than normal Jack.
It's richer to me. I don't know if it's sweeter, but it with that peanut.
It's just a very soft earth.
I get some, yeah. I get a little bit of chocolate on there too. It's almost like an earthy M&M.
Yeah.
That was my nickname in high school.
What?
Earthy M&M.
I don't.
I'll tell you when you're older.
I thought it was.
I don't know what it means.
Thought it was girthy. Like just bigger.
I weighed $135 in high school.
Dude, you did. Me too. I weighed like 130 in high school. I was like 5'11".
This one has some more leather to it on the nose.
Okay. Right out of the gate, I do prefer the 10 in this batch.
Really?
There is some really good oak though.
Yeah.
Like
I get a lot of just oak.
Yeah. Yeah, not over oaked by any means. These are, if I'm going to be honest, these are very different whiskeys.
It's like two different whiskeys.
No, well, like previous releases, like they've all kind of felt like they were in the pocket. Not necessarily in a bad way.
I don't seem the 12 is a lot more creamy. And I like that. And I like the oak and I like the leather. I think I lean towards the 12.
The 10,
but the 10 is just so daggum unique.
The 10 would get me in trouble. I would have 5 ounces of that.
Yeah, because it was easy drinking.
Just super easy drinking.
That was Mix 105.1. That was just easy listening.
I don't want it to go away.
Yeah.
There's a good complexity to it.
And like I said, we talked about earlier,
delicate.
It's a surprising whiskey. Like that's not what I expect from a Jack Daniel's product. So, I mean, you gotta hand it to old Fletcher over there. Goat.
The goat. Honestly, he kind of is the goat.
Probably my favorite person in whiskey. And I have a lot of people that I respect and love, but
I agree. He's been super cool to us. Jack Daniel's just period.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're all giddy about Jack all the time. And we've had our issues with him. Like some of the products and stuff that we haven't just gelled with. Both of these are super unique.
You know what I found in my cabinet?
Which one seems more in the pocket of Jack Daniel's? The 12.
The 12.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 12 tastes like a 12-year-old Jack Daniel's with more oomph.
Yeah. The 10 really feels like you got a single barrel pick off profile.
Yeah.
Like the regular one, like the 94 proofer.
Yeah, but it still has a good layer of oak on it from the 10 years.
Yeah, it does.
But I like the oak and leather combo going on with the 12. That's what sets it over for me, but they're both very good. And I think you could pour the batch 3 10-year for 90 people. And I don't know if any one of them would say it's Jack Daniel's.
That's fair. Well, odds are somebody would.
I should have gone lower.
Yeah, you should have gone
10 people.
Yeah, you should have gone lower.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. I don't know. Yeah, I mean the 12 years a little bit more in the pocket of Jack. It's nice. I mean 107, great proof. Love 107. I typically like in between like 110, 120.
Yeah.
But man, I've just grown to appreciate lower proofs these days.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are getting them right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, and honestly, you can, higher proof can mask imperfections well too.
Yeah.
Because of there's a balance there, because the adding water or something that's even barrel proof, lower proof can allow you to taste imperfections. Yeah. Because sometimes they can
go back and forth.
They can be masked by the high proof, and the alcohol numbing can mask some imperfections. Now, sometimes
adding the water
can also really mask imperfections.
It balances it. I think it's just a balance.
Yeah.
It's like
and it changes it chemically. It does. That's why even adding a single drop of water may not really dilute the whiskey, but can change the oil, the proteins and the oils in a way that reveal new flavors. So it's not necessarily like diluting it. It's just
for sure
a little different.
Yeah. I mean, I would pay $100 for each of these. Not a problem.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, I'm not.
They're solid whiskeys
because I'm not really buying whiskey right now. But
you don't have enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I actually told Will. I was like, dude, you just want to do a show about like we just drink through all of our stuff that we have.
Fine with it.
And just never review a new whiskey.
Here's what I'm buying more of these days. Whiskey that's 90 to 100 proof to put in cocktails.
Oh, for sure. Because
I don't have enough.
Well, you're not going to grab your Eagle Rares. You're not going to grab your, bottled and bond stuff that's cool. No. Honestly, if I found a Rittenhouse right now, I'd probably just bunker it. I haven't, but I also don't go to the store much.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that the other night I made an old fashioned because I was pretty out of like just generic things, and I wanted a bourbon for an old fashioned. I didn't want a rye, and I was like, I don't want to open these, or these are store picks. It was a Kentucky Par.
Oh,
it was like $120 bottle that I got like an allocation thing. It wasn't fantastic. It's 12-year-old 100 proof, but I was in a pinch. I made an old fashioned with it.
Is that the one that has like red, white, and blue on it or something?
No, it's red, white, and gold. I don't think you don't have a bottle.
I don't?
No.
How do you know?
Well, because I think I was the only one that was dumb enough to buy it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't spectacular. And it was expensive and 12 years old and 100 proof, and it wasn't very remarkable. And so I haven't really tried it ever since we did it on the show years ago.
Dude, I don't really have much of mixers right now either.
That's a problem. Like even that.
Well, this is
Heaven Hill Green Label 6 years.
Yeah.
Do you really want to open that just to mix?
No, I do not.
That's actually pretty good whiskey.
It's really good whiskey.
Yeah.
I've got an Evan Williams up there too.
Oh, that's solid mixer. See, I don't think I have any Evan Williams in my house right now or things like that.
Yeah.
And that's not because I'm like pretentious and above it. It's because I've drank through all of that. And normally when I'm at the store, I'm not thinking to do that. I'm like, oh, what's something I haven't tried? So pour that up.
Yeah.
That's last year.
I just found a Jack Daniel's 10.
Batch 2, right?
Uh-huh.
So this is last year's.
Batch 2.
Or whenever it came out.
Oh, Lord.
This one's still 97 proof?
Indeed it is.
Yep.
This is batch 2.
I remember loving this one.
You did love it. I think this was your
whiskey of the year.
Your baby.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Rightfully so.
Oh, wow.
Caramel bomb.
Yeah.
Like smoky caramel.
Yeah. Salted, smoky duck fat caramel.
Okay. This year's way more soft and delicate.
Oh, yeah.
Which almost
makes
a little bit more complex.
Yeah.
But man, okay, so I will say this. This has had a lot of air, the last year one, too.
Yeah, but it's still not softer.
I know.
It's punchy, but it's like good and oaky and caramely. Woo! That tastes great.
Yeah, it's
Do my Ric Flair woo.
it's caramelized oak. Ooh,
I'm all right with that.
a real good like honeysuckle vanilla.
Speaking my southern language.
It is, dude. This feels very Tennessee.
That is maybe
Ooh, like a toffee finish,
it's like one of my favorite whiskeys of
like
all
a
time.
Heath bar.
Batch 2, Jack Daniel's 10. Never got a full bottle. Loved it though. Absolutely love that. Cheers, Jack Daniels. All right, folks. I think that's going to do it for the podcast this week. Hey, if you watched last week, remember we just told you about our new Patreon levels and the way that we're rolling that out. We look forward to explaining more and interacting with you guys more as the weeks go on. So check that out and support us at patreon.com/thepodcast.
And actually, here in a couple minutes, we're going to be doing a town hall.
Yeah. So if you're a town hall level, hop on. That'll be fun right after the show. And other than that, go check out Greeze on heavymentalpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Heavymentalpodcast.com.
It's the worst, isn't it?
No,
It's only because of it.
Yeah, it's only bad for us because it's hard to say podcast anymore.
Yeah,
we just
can't do it.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts all the time. My Apple Podcast app.
And then there's the whole heavy mental, not metal.
Right. Heavymentalpodcast.com to listen to that. Some great episodes up there.
My wife was just on talking about marriage.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
Super
That was
cute.
Exciting.
Super cute.
And an awkward listen because their relationship is tense.
Yeah, it's really aggressive. It's aggressive.
But you listen to that, you'll see who actually runs the show in his household. If you didn't already have a guest,
She saves the show.
yeah.
That's one way of saying it.
Also check out Whiskey Bugger on YouTube at Whiskey Bugger.
He's got a new intro.
I do. Our buddy Patrick. You won't see it yet because I don't think I have a new video out yet. But
Well, I mean, just do a remix.
yeah. So, you guys have met Patrick. He made me a little intro. It's just me doing some fishing stuff. I've been tying some flies on it, and I got wheezy in one. Just being funny and trying to have a good time. But I haven't gotten to go fishing quite often lately because of the weather. But
Will got done tying a fly and just nonchalantly throws it, and it lands in his whiskey glass.
as you do.
It was high quality.
So check that out. Give it a subscribe, even if you don't end up watching the content, just to help boost those.
Thumb it
numbers, if you
Thumb
know.
it up, man.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all. Check them out. All those things. And we don't know Jack.
But we'll drink it. Well, a couple of them.
Did it.
We did it.